Happy Life, Chapter 103. Take a good look at how much time you dedicate to your spiritual life every day. You go to work, get dressed, entertain yourself, eat, sleep, and devote a few minutes to your incarnate spirit by way of a short prayer or a brief reading, or you listen to a lecture. But maybe sometimes you do none of those. Humans are not just mind and body. Above and foremost, they are spirits that command the mind-body components. As such, they require spiritual sustenance to properly perform their tasks. The body needs upkeep to live, but so does the soul. So here Joanna reminds us that we are immortal beings, incarnated in a physical body. We have the spirit who is in the command of all the organic being, as well as our emotional being. Therefore, it is important that we remember that. The best way to remember that is to feel as such, to feel that we are immortal spirits. And in the same way that we attend to the needs of our physical body, it's important that we also attend to the needs of our spirit. So what she proposes is to take a look at the balance of our days. We go to work, we do our routine where we get up, we get dressed, we have breakfast, we go to work, we sleep, we do all the things that we need to do, and sometimes in the middle of all of that, we'll say, well, let me do my gospel at home, or let me do a prayer before I go to bed, or perhaps do a prayer in the morning. And then there's some days that not even that. So the idea is, how can we spend more time doing our daily lives, dedicating, nurturing, taking care of our spiritual being? And I'll tell you that even more important, I think, than spare particular amount of times and places and moments where you are going to say, okay, now I'm going to take care of my spirit, is that you do that naturally anywhere you are, under any circumstance, by acting from the perspective that you are a spiritual and immortal being, by remembering that the spiritual guides and mentors are always next to you, by remembering of the power of the mind and prayer, because sometimes you may say, well, I don't have time to do a prayer, I'm in the middle of my work day, I'm rushing. But if you remember that you have the power of your mind, and a prayer can be just one word, filled with feeling, filled with sentiment, then you can say at any place and anywhere, I need help, please, right? And guide me, or just guide me, help me, support me. It can be like one word, because what really matters is your sentiment, is your intent, and is the fact that throughout your day, your daily lives, where apparently you are attending to the material, but as I have said before elsewhere, there's no such distinction, material, emotional, spiritual. Everything is spiritual when your mind is set in that way, when you think and feel life in that way, when you carry this sentiment in everything that you do and everywhere that you go. So, of course, those rituals, those times, specific times and places, they help us, especially if we're not used to think of ourselves as immortal beings. Anything that brings discipline and opens conscious space for connection, for nurturing of the spirit, is also very, very valuable and very, very important. So this is the message for today. Let's remember, let's start our days and continue our days remembering that we are immortal beings in a physical body, and therefore taking care of our spirit so that our days will be happier days.